Hello Year 1 Home Learning Heroes. It's Friday and it's time for our second part of our guided reading session. So let's have a look at what we're going to do together today. Okay, so our learning question today is how do brilliant readers read suffixes? You might remember looking at suffixes sometime last week together, but we'll have a little chat about them again in a moment. So our warm up first of all, we're going to do some speed sounds. You're going to do the secondary sounds by yourself, and I'm going to help you with some secondary sounds today. Then our main activity, we're going to be looking at suffixes together with our green words, and then finding the suffixes in our non-fiction text that we were looking at on Wednesday. So what you're going to need today is your brain, your lovely looking eyes, and your listening ears. You don't need to do any writing today. Okay, let's warm ourselves up then with our set two sounds first of all. I remember I said I'm going to show them to you and you're going to have a go by yourself. So if you know the sound, shout it out. Here we go. Oh, well done if you got that one. It was I. Last couple of ones down. And back to the beginning. Well done, everybody. Great try. And well done if you could shout out your sounds. Now we're going to do our set three sounds. They are a little bit trickier. So we're going to do some my turn, your turn. I'll say the rhyme first of all before I say the sound to see if you can guess what it is. Here we go. Phone home. O. Nice smile. I. Make a cake. A. Huge brute. Ooh. Sure it's pure. Your. Fire, fire. Fire. Here with your ear. Ear. Chew the stew. Ooh. Goat in a boat. O. Snail in the rain. A. Brown cow. Ow. A better letter. Nurse with a purse. Care and share. Air. Yawn at dawn. Or. Spoil the boy. Oi. Cup of tea. E. These ones get harder now. Okay, so we've got a doggy. I'm going to show you the picture first. He's saying scrumptious, delicious. Our sound is shus. Well done. Another tricky one. Here comes our picture first. He's saying, pay attention, it's a celebration. Our sound, shun. And the last one is a sound just by itself, so it's one letter. But it's got he, we, she, me, and B in it. I wonder if you can spot the similar sound. E. Well done, everybody. Super set three sounds. Okay, we're going to have a look at suffixes now together. So let's go back to our screen. Oops. Okay, so we're going to have a look at spotting these suffixes in some of our green words today. So remember, our green words are Fred words you can read out, but they have a suffix on the end. So our green word is our root word, and then we add a suffix and it changes the word. So let's see what suffixes we're going to be looking at. So the first one has got an EST. It looks a bit like est, but when you say it within the word, it sounds like ist. So see if you spot that one today. And then the other one that we might be seeing has two letters. You might have seen it lots of times before. It's an E and a D. And although it looks like ed, again, when you say it in a word, it sounds a bit more like id. So let's see if we can see these words together. We're going to have a look at our green words now. Okay, so these are some words that I've chosen which are in our non-fiction text about the moon that we read on Wednesday. Okay, so here we go. First of all, green words. I've got the sound buttons in. We'll do it together. We've got b, r, I, t, bright. Now we've got two suffixes. It might be the ist one or the id one. Bright, s, b, r, I, s. Brightest. Well done if you could read that word. Fantastic. Brightest. So there's our root word of bright. We add our est suffix on the end and it gives us brightest. Here comes our next one. Green root word first. So the word just by itself is big. Big. Okay, this time when we add our suffix, it does add on another sneaky letter there. Let's have a look together. Big, est, biggest. Our suffix is that est again, but remember, like I said, it sounds a bit like ist when you say it. And this time it's added that sneaky g on there. Biggest. Well done. So our word's gone from big to biggest. Okay, last green word that we're going to see if we can find today. Here's the root word, so the first part of our word without a suffix. And, land. Landis or landed? What do you think sounds right? Landis or landed? Let's have a look. Oh, it's our ed ending, our ed suffix, so it's turned into and, id. Landed. Well done if you thought it was going to be that word. So we've had, first one was brightest, big became biggest, and land became landed. Well done. Now let's see if we can spot those suffixes in our words from our non-fiction book that we looked at together. Okay. So first of all, we had bright, and then we added the S on the end to make it the brightest. So something goes from being bright to the brightest thing, like a sun. Then we've got big, and again we added that EST, it became biggest. So here we've got a big apple. This one's bigger, but this apple is the biggest. Okay, and that's our suffix there. Then the last one we had land as our root word. We added that ed suffix on the end and it became landed. Landed. So we'd say something like the plane landed on the runway. And that's us reading our suffixes from our root word, adding the suffix on the end, and it's that really longer word there, and it's changed our word from just being bright, the brightest, the big to the biggest, or land to landed. So let's see if we can find those three words in our non-fiction text from last week. So this was all about the moon. Now let's have a read through again, just to remind ourselves, see if we can spot them anywhere. So it's bright at night. Remember, we're looking for brightest, biggest, and landed. The moon is a big round lump of rock that moves around the earth. It is the brightest. Well done. There is our word with the suffix est on the end to make it brightest. It is the brightest thing you can see in the night sky. Now, we've gone from saying it is bright The moon is bright, but we've added our suffix to change our word to brightest because the moon is the brightest thing you can see in the night sky. Let's carry on with our reading. So down to the bottom of page 18. There are millions of craters on the moon. In this photo, the biggest, there we are, there's our next green word, biggest. The biggest craters look like dark patches. So instead of just saying big, the big craters, we know that the biggest craters look like the dark patches of the moon. So our suffix has changed big into saying it's the biggest. Fantastic. Let's carry on down here. Now we're not going to read the whole part of the next page. We're going to have a look a little bit down to the bottom here, because this is where our last green word is going to be. Let's see if you can spot it. So it's the part about the astronauts, where we were learning about them going to the moon, and we're looking for that word landed. Before we look together, can you find the word landed? Remember, we're looking where the astronaut picture is down the bottom. Landed. So the astronauts took off in their spaceship to go and land on the moon. But in 1969, so looking down the bottom now, in 1969, astronauts, there it is, there's our green word, landed on the moon in a spacecraft. So our suffix has changed land into landed because it's already happened. So it's in the past. In 1969, astronauts landed on the moon. Well done if you spotted our green word with our suffix endings on there. We had brightest, biggest, and landed. When you're doing your reading this week, see if you can spot any other suffixes that might change your words. Fantastic job, everybody, and super reading today. I hope you have a really super weekend and a well-deserved break, and we'll see you next week. Remember to share any of your super home learning on Tapestry so your teachers can see it. See you soon. Bye-bye.